this video, we'll show you how to add content to your course. Content refers to items that can help you build out lessons and inform students. Courses can contain a variety of media formats and will need to be organized so they're easy to navigate. We will start out by showing you how to use content folders to organize your lessons and how to add files like Word or PowerPoint documents and web links. Plus, we'll go over 2 different ways to add a YouTube video to your course.
Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to add content to your course. Now, since there's a lot of options on how to do that, this video is going to be a little bit longer than some of them, but I promise we won't go on forever. So the first thing you want to do when adding content to your course is make sure you have a menu. Menus will provide you areas to put content and things like that. So while our course here lands on the announcements tool, we do have a great content area created called our learning modules. Now this comes with the department template. So if you're using our department template, you already have a content area called learning modules. If you do not use the department template, you can create a content area by going to this plus sign, clicking content area. You can name it. We tend to use a very general phrase like learning modules because it contains a lot of learning stuff. So I'll just kind of model that, model. And I'm going to make it available and I'm going to hit submit. Now, once again, it'll go to the bottom of your menu. So I'm just going to move it up here because that's where I'd want it. And this little gray icon with no line through it means it's not available to my students because I haven't put any content in it. So once again, I'm just going to show you, take another step if you're starting from scratch. So now you have a content area and you have all of these options on building content. This lesson is going to focus on a couple things using the item tool, the file tool, web link, and then YouTube, because those are the most popular tools we see people and instructors use to build content. So this is what it would look like if you start from scratch. A lot of people like to put lessons and readings or a full series of activities in content folders. So we'd go to build content and content folder and we'd say like week 1. You can also add some information. I like to add bullet points to my lessons to say what we're covering or if there's any big projects or, readings, discussion board, quiz, something like that. You can add availability on your folders, just like you can anything in e-learning, and then hit submit. And I have a nice little folder where I can put all my week 1 content, because here we have inside a folder is another content area. If you're using the department template, so I'm going to go here, you have already 15 content folders. So you already have a content area and you have your folders for your lessons, which can go by week, they can go by chapter, or they can go by topic. And if you don't have a 15-week class, you can just delete these to make it look like a 10-week class or a 7-week or 5-week class. So at this point, you have a content area and you have content folders. Now let's click into the folder. And with our template, we have the module overview document. And this is a guide that we give for online classes, but it can be super useful for live online. It basically gives you a template to provide an overview to your students on what they'll be covering that week. So for this lesson, I'm going to start off with showing you how to use the item tool. All right, build content, item. I like using the item tool pretty much the best out of all of these because I can create a module or like a little block of everything I need that can include text, YouTube videos, hyperlinks. So everything's kind of all inclusive, and you can say, all right, this is all the stuff you need to do this activity. So that's one of my preferences. So I'll call something like learning materials. You can do lesson materials, however you want to label it, whatever phrase would work the best for that particular lesson. So first off, I can add text. Super easy. I can also bold it. I can italicize it. I can turn it into a heading. So text is easily done. If you need to copy and paste stuff, you can remove formatting by using this item. You can bullet point things, number things. You can even highlight things. You can change the color of the font. Be careful with changing the color of the font because in order to maintain ADA compliance, you want to have a good contrast between the color of the font and the color of the background. In this case, our background's white. So we wouldn't want to turn this into something that is, let's say, very yellow because that's very hard to see. So we want to use darker colors on lighter backgrounds. So let's just stick with black. All right, so that's how we can add text. So you can give students guidelines on what they need out of certain materials or what their instructions are or what their goals are for certain materials. Next, what we can do is add files to using the item tool. You can browse local files to pull something from your computer or browse course files to pull something from the course content. So if you've already added the folder somewhere, you can re-add it by just pulling it from course files. You can also browse from OneDrive as well. The most popular way people use, from what I've worked with, is browse local files. So I'm going to browse my computer and I'm going to go to my desktop and grab this file on Gagne. And Gagne is kind of important to instructional design fangirls like myself. So I have a file attached. Next, what I can do is add a hyperlink. So let's say this is a prompt leading to a research paper. So if you need additional research help, click here for the library. All right, and what I can do is add a link to our school library or any website. So I'm going to highlight, click here for the library, and I'm going to then go to the library's website, copy and paste, and then I'm going to go back to my Blackboard tab, click here for the library still highlighted. I'm going to click this link because what's that going to do? It's going to add a hyperlink. And I like to, when it goes to an outside website, I like to have it pop up in a new window. All right, and then I click save. And now we can see with that blue text and that underlining, we now have a hyperlink to the library. All right, so we have text, we have a hyperlink, and we have a file, and that's all using the item tool. So the next thing I'm also going to show you is how you could add a YouTube video. Now, there are two ways of adding a YouTube video using the item tool. We can hit the plus sign, and we have two video options, actually. Avon Video is a service we have through the library, and that has a ton of educational videos. We also have YouTube Video, which is fairly popular. You can search a video or put the title of the video that if you're already familiar with it, click go, and then it will give you options of different videos on your topic. You can click select and hit submit. And now we have a video straight from YouTube. Now there's another way to add YouTube video. This one uses HTML code. Don't be scared. Now I've switched to a tab in my browser to YouTube, and I'm going to the video's share option, embed, and all this is called embed code. I'm going to copy that, go back to my Blackboard tab, and this icon right here is for coding. That's where you can use that embed code. And oh, what is that? That's just a lot of none. Don't worry about that. Don't be scared. Just paste your code. Okay. Hit save. And yet we have another option on how to put a video using the item tool. Some people like this because, well, it's bigger. And then this one, you click and it creates a pop-up window. This frame's almost big enough that the student wouldn't need a pop-up or have to go to YouTube. So here we go. We are just using the item tool. Isn't this amazing? How much stuff can you do with the item tool? I can add text. I can add a hyperlink. I can use YouTube two ways. and I can add a file. So we're going to stop there because that's a lot already. I'm going to hit submit. And this is what it looks like. All right. There's ways to make this a little bit neater, but this is just so you get an idea. You have text. You have a link to the library. Here we go. And notice how we clicked out, open in a new tab. That's how it does. It opens in a new browser tab. We can watch the video. This creates a pop-up. Okay. There we go. Close it. And then we can watch it right in there. And right here is our file. So using the item tool, you can do all of this and create a cool little curated lesson on one little topic or one aspect of your lesson for that week. All right. So that's using the item tool. The next thing we're going to do is go to and just add a file. So if that's all you need, that's great. So we go to build content. Remember, we're still in that module folder. We're still in a content area. So we're going to click file. The title of the file. I'm going to take that same Gagne file, browse local files, go to my desktop. There we go. And I'm going to attach it. Now we can say open in a new content window or have it just open up in Blackboard. For this purpose, I'm going to go yes with that. Once again, you can add availability. For the most part, I usually leave my lesson material just open. So once a lesson opens up, it's available to students the whole time, because if they have to refer back to it or anything like that for a future project, it's open for their reference. But it totally depends on the material that you're covering and what's best for your class. So I'm going to hit submit and scroll down. And here we have Revisiting Gagne. And I'm going to click it and it's going to download. All right. And there we go. All right. Now I'm also, let's see. All right. So that's how you can add a file. The next thing I'm going to do is add a web link. If you just need a web link. So click here, select web link, RCSJ library. All right. Now I'm going to change browser tabs and go to that library tab we had open. I'm going to copy that, highlight and copy, go back to my Blackboard tab and paste. So we title it and add the link that's just copied from another browser tab. Here, we can also add some text. And anywhere you can add a little bit of a description or a direction for students, I say do it, even if it's something as simple as click this link, because first-time students using this system may not know that's a link. They've never seen it before. We've used this system 100 of times, so we kind of get the idea that's a link, but just in case. Also, it just provides guidance, and it's a great opportunity to add a little teacher presence. So click the link above for library assistance. All right. And hey, you can also add a file if you want. So let's go ahead and also here's your availability. Open in a new window. Yes. So I'm going to go hit submit. Let's scroll down, see what we did. RCSJ library. Click the link above for library assistance. I'm going to click it to test it. Whenever you add links or videos from YouTube or any other source, always check your links before letting your students access it, because the worst thing is when you get like 20 emails from everybody saying this doesn't work. Eliminate the problem, test things. Goes to our library. All right, there we go. So that's a web link. Still in the content area. So see how much we can do in a content area? It's amazing. The last thing I'm going to do is very similar to what we just did with the learning material. So build content. And that option to have a YouTube video that you saw in the item tool is also right here. So all you need is that YouTube video. You can just plug that in. All right, here we go. I'm going to go and I'm going to find that same video and I'm going to click select. And you can even add a description. So once again, click the video. Click the video. You can also put a bullet pointed list of all the like little nuggets you really want students to get out of this video, just to give them a little bit of guidance so they know why you are making them watch that video. Hit submit and let's scroll down. All right, now we have the video right here. Click it and we can watch it.
If you've ever realized that teaching something.
Now, if you just wanted to do this, you can also do that. So we would just use the item tool again. All right, so we can do videos for this week. And what I can do is I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to copy that again. So I switch tabs to YouTube to get that same embed code. Click item, clicked our source code, and I hit paste. But I'm going to do something different this time. I'm going to go back to YouTube. I'm going to click another video.
If you're looking to design comprehensive learning experiences,
all right, I'm going to click embed code. Copy this again, and I'm going to put another video. So let me show you what that looks like. Here we go. We got two videos next to each other. All right. And then I'm going to hit submit. And now let's see what that looks like. And I'm going to test it.
If you've ever realized.
And I'm going to test it.
If you're looking to design
perfect. All right. So we have those two videos there. And if we wanted to share it, we could do that. And if your students did need to see it bigger, they have those options, or go directly to YouTube. One of the benefits of using both of these options versus just a link to YouTube is, you know, all of the distracting stuff that comes along the side with YouTube, it's eliminated. All right. So what we've gone over in this lesson is how to add a content area. If you're using the department template, you already have the content area for learning modules. We've talked about how to add a content folder to put all those goodies in. And we covered how to use the items tool. And with the items tool, you can do a ton of stuff. Attach a file, add text, do a hyperlink, add videos 2 different ways. We've also gone over how to add a file, add a web link, and add a YouTube video 2 different ways. All right, so if you have any questions or you want additional training, feel free to reach out to us at elearning@rcsj.edu. Take care for now.